skills.
Hello everyone out there, we are NoSkill Entertainment. We are back here to do another tier list. This one's gonna go balls to the wall, so buckle up, get ready, as we are hitting rail shooters. Some shit that is so near and dear to our hearts and we're way too passionate about. It's gonna get heated. So buckle up, boys and girls, and hopefully you hold on to this ride tight, because this shit's gonna take off 0 to 100 so fast. We got almost a full cast. I'm very excited to say, for the first time in months, we got TheDravo, B-Sapper, Deej, and Siege all in one sitting, and I couldn't think of a better video for us to be doing this on. So, without further ado, let's get a hello from everybody before we jump into this, starting with the Lizard King himself. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. I'm excited for this.
Hell yeah, dude. FPS legend himself is in the game, so let's go to the opposite end of the spectrum, the FPS savant. Deej, where are you coming out?
I remember, because I'm as the oldest member, as the oldest person of this group. I remember playing almost every single one of these. I'm still trying to dig into my old man brain of like specific details in each game, but you know, we're gonna make it happen.
Hell yeah, man! I can't wait to pick through your wealth of knowledge, because you don't have me by much. I'm pretty far up there myself, and I recognize many of these games. There's like 2 on this list right now that I can't pick out from anywhere in my memory. But we'll get to it together, and I'm very excited to be working with such a decorated gamer such as yourself. And then that brings us to the man, the myth, the archive of rail shooters and arcade things himself, Siege. How you doing, man?
Why you gotta put that expectation on me? What the fuck? That was... I don't even remember some of these.
You know a lot for someone your age.
I do, but I was way too busy playing Carnival, I will fully admit.
Fair.
That and Area 51.
You can't walk past the greatest 25-cent cabinet to ever exist.
Honestly. No, it is nice to be here, though. I'm glad I'm finally getting some time off work. Be in the presence of the great Deej Nuts and Slowguard the Lizard King. Feels good. I live with you, so you don't count that, Mikey.
That's fine. Well, with that aside, this is going to be an interesting one. So for everybody who's listening, please bear with us. There's going to be hot takes. There's going to be some BS. There's going to be some stories, because we're gamers, and a majority of this group got started at the arcades, literally nickel and diming, reaching under machines, checking slots people didn't check all the way.
Yes,
or
sir.
like, if you knew a machine was stuck, getting a good close grip fist and just banging on it, and then the coins would fall in and the machine would start working again, and you got a free play. That's where we got started. So these games are the bread and butter of where we began this career. I'll say career at this point, because it's a goal now. But it's all that out of the way.
If I may interject real quick.
Yeah.
Not really.
I still remember, like, if like somebody, like whether you know somebody or not, when they would hit the coin machine where you put in, like, you know, your $5 or $10 bill, and then they left one coin behind. It's like, okay, moral quandary. Do I tell them, or do I go play one more game?
It depends. If it's your cousin, no. If it's your friend, maybe.
Maybe. Then again, he did pick Bart Simpson when I said dibs.
No, he doesn't get it.
No.
Nope. Yeah, fuck him.
Marge is the best. She has the best reach with the medium hitbox.
Very true.
It's so stupid that I just know shit like that. That is ridiculous.
Mikey, we were playing that a couple weeks ago. What do you mean?
Yeah. I remember when we went to Fraser's one night and we did a complete playthrough in one sitting.
Yo, that was sick.
Yeah.
I was the only one not drinking that night. That was great.
Simpsons any percent speed run with moonshine.
I had a Pepsi.
Anyways, we got a big list to chip away at, boys. Let's jump right into this with Brandon, our man in charge of controls. Whoa, she did not like that. I don't know what that dog's on about. I'll deal with that. But yeah, Brandon's on our controls, so go ahead and get us off and figure out where we're starting from.
Well, might as well just start with the first one up front here. Confidential Mission.
I'll be honest, I'm too young for this one.
Confidential Mission was a fantastic game from what I can remember of it, because it was, and it's going to be a game that we also go back to. That's later on down in the tier list, but it had the same shooting dynamic of Virtua Cop, where the enemies that you had to shoot, that would pop out of nowhere, and then this green ring would appear around them, and you have until that ring turns red to shoot them and kill them before they shoot you too. And I'm pretty sure it's a guaranteed hit, or at least a good 90s percentile chance of getting hit when that ring turns red. Now it gives you a good chunk of time, depending on how good you are, what level you're on. But from the most basic level, it goes from green to orange to yellow to red, or maybe even flip the first those middle two before you get shot. So it was like, okay, here's these enemies. You have this amount of time to shoot them. And now this is where you have to plan out, okay, which enemies popped out where, who's green, who's orange, who's about to turn red. So now you have to actually pick and choose your targets as they popped out, if that makes any sense.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it was honestly a lot of fun. I barely remember anything from it because when I played this, I think I was shit. I don't think I was even 8. I was way young, and shit. I don't. Looking at images before we did this, I didn't even recognize the name, but I recognized images from the game itself, and I'm like, oh, I have played this. I just didn't know the name of the game itself. Because I think I maybe played it like maybe once or twice. And it's one of those real shooters that if I saw it, I played it, but it wasn't that common, unlike other rail shooters. This was definitely one of those I did not see very often, or at all.
I mean, to be fair, at the time, rail shooters really had a monopoly. Like, certain ones you just saw everywhere.
Yep.
Because I feel like I've played a fair bit in my young years. But
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't say I ever recall seeing this one.
I have never, and this is like what I lived off of when I was younger. I abhorribly love rail shooters to this day, and I've never seen this one. And not even in like footage on my research. So maybe it was like regional releases. They only put out a couple hundred boxes here or there. Who knows?
Oh,
Well,
I
look
think
into
I think from what I remember, the only place I saw this was at a Castles and Coasters in Phoenix, Arizona. And that's all I remember from it.
Well, since you boys have the input on it, you guys are in charge of placing the first one on the list. No pressure or anything.
Because I was a child, and even though I was still very early on into getting any sort of shooters, let alone rail shooters, I was horrendous at this game. But I would throw it into a coin eater slot, because it was, even though you're not going to like repetitiously put quarter in after quarter and life after life after life, it was a game that, at least for me, every time I went to the arcade, I would try it at least once or twice to see if I got any better, mystically, magically.
I kind of had to agree, as much only because I don't remember very much. Like I said, I was very young, but I do remember dying a lot, and because like Deej, I was horrible at this, and I would definitely put in quarter after quarter.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I think it's a good thing to start the episode with a middle ground game. We're not setting the bar crazy high. We're not doing too low. Like we're finding an honest opinion right here. We're starting out with a good neutral palette.
be honest, are we gonna lie about any of these?
Honestly, there are some that are coming up that I have yet
I plan
never
on being
played.
totally honest.
I
I'm
might
being totally honest too.
I'm being
I might
honest.
be on rose-colored glasses on a few of them.
What? Anyways.
Well, let's just hop right back in and just go into Terminator Judgment Day.
Put
Alright.
the bitch in D.
Yes.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
No, Mikey, hold up. You don't understand. Is it good? Yes. Is it a good game? No.
I kind of have to agree with the boys here.
This is a movie game, and that's all there is to it.
Okay.
Hey, the screen moves so fast to where if you're a child, where you barely have enough cognitive thought to know what the hell's going on.
It is a bit much.
It's almost guaranteed, dude. Every time I've tried to play this fucking game, one of the guns is broken 97%
Okay, I'll give you
of the
that.
time.
I'll give
Yeah.
you that. As far as reliability, this is one of the most broken arcade cabinets I think I've ever seen in my
It's
fucking
probably
life.
top 5. Yeah.
I put it up there with Hydro Thunder. I feel like everyone somehow breaks the
Oh,
steering
arcade
wheel in
cabinets
Hydro
in
Thunder.
general? Yo, maybe top 10. There's some dog
Right?
ones.
Yeah.
That the, okay, all right, fair, fair. See, and that's what I was talking about. I look back on that one with such nostalgia. I want to put it higher, but
Oh, it's fantastic, but it's a movie game. It's awful.
yeah,
this
yeah.
nostalgia games are
Oh
like
yeah.
going back on. If we're just talking about nostalgia, every single one of these is going to be in slamming because it is
Mhm.
nostalgia. It's a very nostalgic time in our lives that we don't have
Mhm.
anymore.
Mhm. Yeah,
But
no,
when it comes to actual downright, does this machine even fucking work? 9 times out of 10, no.
yeah, no. You're right. You're right. At least the next one we got on the list is the opposite, in my opinion.
Oh, I 100% agree.
Oh yeah. I 100% agree on this.
So I
go.
believe this is the second one in the series.
I think so.
Yeah, I believe this is the first right here.
Yep.
Okay.
Do we want to get these
So-
two out of the way?
Yeah, let's do them as a pair. Let's start with the first one.
Yep.
I'm going to volunteer. Well, not volunteer, but I'm going to say Silent Scope belongs in slamming, all because I spent
Let's
so much time
go!
on this game.
I'll put Silent Scope 1 and Slamming without a doubt. It
Slamming.
was ahead of its time. It was so cool. It
Little
was
bit of a breakdown before we continue. For anybody that doesn't know what Silent Scope is,
You're a nerd.
it was a sniper simulator where you are a sniper taken up at a high position and you're looking at the front of essentially this big ass building or just this big ass area in general. I believe one of the maps in one of the games you were looking at a ship, like an actual like I think it was a Navy ship that got taken over by pirates, and your job was to point and shoot at all the enemies using an actual sniper rifle that had a scope on it, and you had a time limit to kill all of these enemies before it was automatic you lose, or if they got your attention and they started shooting back at you. And one of the final things always was there was always going to be one final boss where either A, he can take a lot of hits and he's going to appear in some random spot that you have to find before he shoots you, or B, he's holding a hostage and the only thing you can shoot is his head and you're timed the entire time.
wasn't there one of them where he has a detonator and you got to take him out in one shot before he can hit it?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, dude, that one stresses me out to this day.
There's one thing about Silent Scope that really just like sticks out to me is that it made shooting a hostage, it made you feel so bad. Like, oh my god.
You got
'Cause
punished
when
for that shit.
That, and it's just like,
There goes your
there's a
coin.
big difference between shooting a light gun at a screen and being huddled over a mounted gun and being like, oh, I fucked that up. Oh
I had
no.
a scope and everything. How did I bother
Right?
that up? Like,
Also, just the presence of the cabinets themselves. Oh my god, they were so cool. They stood out in an arcade.
honestly,
Like,
if you're
You
listening,
would just see them.
Google Silent Scope cabinets.
Oh,
They
one
would
of the
have-
coolest things ever.
They even had a step in case you were of the shorter type, especially
Hey,
when I
yo,
was
that's
6
me.
years old.
Yeah, just call us out. Let's cool, Deej.
Oh shit,
Sorry.
yeah, not
Oh,
everyone's like 7 foot.
Like my mom. But dude, it's because of the whole hostage situation where you had to take more precaution going for a headshot that carried over. I'd say like 10, 12 years later, Mile High Club on COD 4 when you're trying to free the president or whoever that guy was, and I'm like, I've seen this scenario.
I've trained for this.
I've trained for this.
I'm gonna hit you in the
I
fucking
spent
eyebrow.
$50 in quarters on this one moment.
I'm going to save this fucker. I'm shooting
This
your
man is
socket out of
living.
your head.
For real though.
Fuck. Yeah, Silent Scope, man. That's where it all started.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever played 3 now that I'm thinking about it.
I have.
Have you?
Uh,
Which one's 3?
I don't know what this first one is. It's Silent Scope something.
That's Soundscope 4.
Yeah, I was gonna say there should be 4. I
Yeah.
Crap. Then I haven't played 4. I've played 1, 2, and 3.
I
And
played
I
one,
played
2,
1 and 2.
I
a couple
played
times 3,
one-
and I don't remember.
and 3 and 4. I never got to play 2. I never could find
Okay, so
that
what's
cabinet.
3?
3 is very urban combat zone in unnamed European countries.
Yes.
Oh no, I've seen 3. I've never played it. I've seen it. I have never seen 4. Then I thought that was 4.
So this may be a hot take. I think
Okay.
Silent Scope 2 was a very midpoint in the series, in my opinion. It
Yeah,
it was a sequel. It didn't do anything new. It didn't do anything too crazy. It was kind of
it was a
bland.
new map.
Yeah, basically, it felt like a map pack expansion.
Which, to be fair, at the time, that's fair. A lot
Yeah,
of games were doing that back then.
it was good. Don't get me wrong, it was good. But
Well, with a game
I'd
like
put
this,
it, huh?
with a game like this, where the main goal purpose is sniping, it's kind of hard to expand and make the game different outside of just adding in new maps when
Yeah, yeah,
the core.
that's kind of what I'm getting at too. Like for the time, I think it was a fine addition.
I think 3 did it
Like
better though.
like you said, Deej, there's not much they can do at that time with that kind of mechanic. The fact that the game alone worked as it was
Yeah, you
was
would think with
amazing.
that crazy light gun setup it has, it would be broken all the time, but that was really
Right.
rare.
That son of a bitch was good though.
And every kid who was done with it held onto the gun to step off of that step and just shit with the whole barrel down.
Oh, I'll fully admit I've fallen off these things probably a dozen times.
I know
Keep
you
in
and
mind, yeah, DJ, keep in mind, I was like 3'3" at this time.
you and Anthony too, because Anthony didn't grow until he was like 25.
Anthony was also like 60 pounds.
Yeah, that's why it wasn't good for the gun when he shit whipped off of it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, that was always great. Oh
So
my
we-
god! Oof, poof! Ah, I knocked over my pizza.
Right. So how do we feel about 2 then? Because
I would put 2 at A.
I'll put
It's
two
good.
in alpha.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's good,
sti-
but it didn't.
It's the same
improve.
game. But yeah, but you're right. It didn't go anywhere.
I wouldn't
I
say
have
that
only
because
played once or twice, and I have no recollection or knowledge of it. Just an FYI.
I have not
I
played
would-
2, so I can't say anything.
I would put 3 in S because the map change was night and day different. You're no longer in LA or New York. You're
Yeah, that
in a
was cool.
completely different country. You're in a war zone, and you do have more difficult bosses like enemies and vehicles that would not normally a sniper wouldn't go up against. But fuck it, it's a video game. I think 3 fucking sent it out of the park in my opinion.
What about
Yeah,
4?
I think
Because
that's
like
fair.
I think I played it once, and I have vague memory. I don't remember much at all of this.
This is the
I
one I
never
haven't
played
played.
4.
So
Then 4 I've
Deej?
never played.
So
4
we-
I've
Alright,
never
sick.
played. So I would put it in fuck it, but that's just me.
I mean,
Out
should
of
we give
respect
it? Should we give
for
it
being
a
Silent
Deej
Hill?
for respect?
Yeah, out of respect for being Silent Scope, I
You
said
said
Silent Hill.
Yeah, you did.
I know. I think it gets a Deej.
Yeah, I think we
it
should
couldn't
put
have
Deej
fucked up that bad.
A respectful Deej.
A
Respectful deeds, because we have no idea what this is like. We have
New Deej Plus.
Nothing.
And that was one of the
New
few
Deej
cabinets where it was damn near working every single time. The only hard part was
Right.
when you had that one guy that was just like throwing his life savings and quarters into it because he was going to beat the entire. He was going to speed run the game that day, and he was not leaving.
Oh, we live in a different part of the country. We shit talk that guy. We made his shots impossible.
Like waving his hand in front of the scope, like oh,
Not
he
even that. Just like we're gonna torment him.
You ain't got nothing. Nothing. You ain't got shit.
You gonna miss this shot.
You ain't shit. You ain't ever gonna be shit.
The line is over there.
Exactly.
Anyways,
I have to ask, has anybody else played these before, the police training games?
yo,
I believe I played the first one.
I have
So,
not.
A brief
I don't
breakdown.
blame you, Darvo. This is a weird one.
Yeah, so a brief breakdown. The point blank game that is right next to it is what you would call the Mario Party of rail shooters. It's all mini games. They're all designed to just test your reflexes or accuracy or timing. And it's fun. It's goofy. It's kid animated. Police training is not that. It looks like you're in a kind of cyberpunk police training academy, and it runs you through drills and tutorials. And the people who played this game were sweatlord teenagers like me and Mando.
I've
And
played
we were
the
just-
fuck out of this.
Oh yeah, we would just 1v1 each other and like try to high score chasing all the time. It was gross, it was sweaty, but it was a very well put together game. It was challenging. This was not a rail shooter for the faint of heart.
Like the
Um,
most cutthroat thing in this game was when, especially when you and your buddy are going head to head, and they would start shooting those like egg orb things out of the ground, and then you guys are like trying to shoot as many as you can because you're sharing
Yup.
one screen, and you have to be faster. But this is also the era of shoot off screen to reload. So you would, I did this once or twice or 200 times. When my buddy goes to shoot off screen to reload, I take his momentum of him turning to the side, and I would just shoulder nudge him straight to the fucking ground, and I would take advantage of that 3 seconds that I had before he got up.
You should probably stop yourself before you get charged.
I was like 7.
Okay, that doesn't. You know what? We're gonna move on.
The police training games, like, great was the fact that it brought a whole new competitive edge between you and whoever was going to be at the mercy of your hand, whether it be friend or complete and random stranger. Because my goal was to destroy you. But on the downside, that game was so incredibly demanding and disheartening, from like the defusing the C4, don't let the guards get close enough to hit you, or you shoot the wrong target and it completely penalizes you, and you feel that shit in your soul.
Oh yeah, for sure. That was a punishing game that had no issues saying "try again next time" or "get fucked." It was so bad. I loved it. I don't know why. I think it's the same reason people like Pavlov and Tarkov nowadays. It's a game that's just unnecessarily punishing, but it's fun at the same time.
Honestly, if we were to come to what's up, Brandon?
I was gonna say, like, so out of all of that, what would you say the tier would be? Because I have no experience of this game, so I can't say.
I'm torn between bitchin' and coin eater, because yeah, it was a coin eater, but it was a very good game.
You gotta put some respect on it, though.
Yeah, it was a very good game. But there's also the aspect of when you failed, and they let it be known that you failed.
Oh man, it gets me. I would say, can't we? I don't remember if this program supported it. Can we put it in between one and just leave it floating there, or do we have to do one or the other?
Because I'd give it a respectful bitchin'.
No, it just goes into one.
All right.
I think it's a legacy bitchin', in all honesty.
Yeah. Actually,
Bitchin'.
Do you guys mind if I tell a quick story about that game?
I mean,
so, cut back to 2008. I'm in junior high. I'm friends with Fraser at this point in my life.
Oh.
Hey, shut up. And his mom saw in the news that there was going to be a laser tag / arcade experience at the mall. And she asked my parents. Yeah, Andrew knows what this guy.
Yeah.
And she asked my parents if I can go hang out. We can go play games. Parents were like, hell yeah. Glad you're taking the kids. Go have fun. We get there, and it's a army recruiting station where they have air quote laser weapons. So it's a projector screen. These weapons are CO2 powered with full haptic feedback from 2008. It was a CO2 canister that would simulate recoil on every shot, and that shit kicked like a real Glock and like a real M4. Unbelievably powerful for a young teenager, like tween aged kid. Luckily, I've been fat my whole life, so I was able to hold them. The recruiter says, well, we normally wouldn't do this, but nobody showed up today. Come on, let's go put some lead down range. He sets us up, and I shit you not, it is a carbon copy of Police Training 1 with just CO2 feedback weapons. So we're out here with full autos just ripping at that room full of balls. They gave us the Glock, and we're just lighting up targets. It was so much fun. As a kid, that was like one of the peak things we could have done. We probably shouldn't have. It was not safe for us to be using that equipment at all. There was a real chance we could have got bit by the slides or just tore something in our wrist because it was real recoil. But it was fun, and the officer told me I was going to be in CHP someday. God, he'd be disappointed if he met me now.
Oh, he saw what you drove?
He saw what you do?
I became the thing I sought to
destroy. Yay, we're brothers.
Let's go. Oh, that killed me. So,
this next game, I don't think I have any input on, so I'm going to be relying on y'all.
Yeah, I have none. I have never seen these cabinets.
So here's the thing about Point Blank. I remember what it is, but I think it's one of those games where I'm just like, yo, I can't reach like the thing.
So, Point Blank is interesting. Point Blank is police training, but rated E for everybody. So Point Blank 1 it's almost a carbon copy of police training, except the games are fun. There's shoot a can.
Except the games are fun.
Yeah, so it's still competitive, but it's not as competitive. It's shoot a can, keep shooting it with reloading, and try to juggle it in the air for longer than your opponent can. Or
I remember this. Yeah. Okay, we're good.
yeah. Or here's another crazy one. Here's a brick of marble with targets on it. Hit the targets to score enough points, and it'll chip away to reveal a statue inside.
Yeah, we're
Mario
good.
Party with police training.
Oh.
I would put Point Blank 1 in Coin Eater because it was a knockoff, but it was a fun knockoff. And I'd put 2 and 3 in Bitchin' because the mini games got better, the graphics got better, and
I didn't realize there were 3.
Point
There's
Blank 2.
4.
What?
Okay, Point Blank 2 and 3 were hard to find. Point Blank 4 may have been only overseas release because I've never even seen footage of it over here.
Which is crazy, considering me and Mikey will literally pour a drink and watch arcade games for literally like 6 hours straight.
That's how I write a lot of my D&D stuff. I'll have like
That's how I
nostalgic
drink.
videos in the background, and I'll just be writing for.
So we're just gonna put in like,
eventually.
fuck it, because none of us have seen it or heard of it. We don't even know if it was released in the same country that we live in, so we're just gonna leave it there.
It may not have.
Okay, here's a funny thing. I typed in Point Blank 4 and it came up in Russian.
It may not have been a U.S. release.
Oh wait, no, that might be a different thing. Hold on. That might
It's
be a
Point
mobile
Blank
game. Let me keep
X.
Point Blank X? Okay, let me try that. I'm really hoping that was a different thing.
It still comes up in Russian.
No, we're in Japanese territory. We're chilling. Oh, there were a lot of these. Oh wow. Okay. Point Blank X came out in 2016.
Holy shit!
Holy
I wonder I've never
shit.
seen it.
What?
Still making these some bitches?
It released worldwide. Where? Who got one?
I'm making calls to people.
Oh wow! It uses the gun controller similar to the Time Crisis 4 ones.
Oh, now I really want to try it.
What? Where can we find one of these? Who are we stealing one from?
This is going to be the only cabinet we have at our new house.
Hypothetically, this will be the only cabinet we might have at our new house.
I don't know. The living room's big enough. I'm actually thinking about investing in a light gun.
You know what's funny? I had that thought at work the other day.
all right. Let's move away from Point Blank because we can be here all fucking day talking.
I see you're touching Big Buck Hunter.
I'm trying to make it.
You're just trying to get them all together.
Get them all together, make this thing, because this list is hugely
Let's
unorganized. It's so
let's be honest,
unorganized.
only 3 of them were different.
Yeah, honestly, like, nah.
We'll speed through Big Buck Hunter.
Yeah, we'll speed through it.
Honestly.
But
So I've
You
only
missed-
played a handful of them. I'll just say that right now.
I think I only played a handful
and
too.
I do not care for Big Buck Hunter, so that's gonna be my input.
I never
Big
cared
Buck
for
Hunter
hunting
World?
games.
Big Buck Hunter World, I will say, is mildly concerning because it like openly has you hunting endangered species, which I think is kind of nuts.
Yeah, that was interesting. I remember seeing that at Dave & Buster's one time as a kid, and I'm like, I don't want to. This isn't a deer,
I don't think I should be shooting a bald eagle.
right? I'm like, this seems wrong,
Why are we hunting jaguar? This feels illegal.
right? That was odd. And then it like
I
ran
think
at
we
the screen. I was
found
like,
out.
ugh.
I think we found out how people inspired to be fucking poach hunters.
Can we just
Honestly,
can we just put Big Buck Hunter all in F? Fuck it, like every single one of them. Except for Outback. Outback was kind of cool.
Outback was kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie. You boys want to get that one out of the way now?
Yeah, I'd rather just not look at them.
Fuck it.
Just don't care. I never cared for Big Buck Hunter.
They're
Especially,
all pretty much-
Never cared for them.
especially
at
working
all.
at a bar, dude. We had
Big Buck Hunter was made to scam drunks.
now.
Yeah,
Keep in mind,
honestly.
I worked in a gentleman's establishment. We had a
Uh-huh.
Big Buck Hunter machine that had more attention than the attractions that were there.
Yeah.
Probably
see,
got more dollars than some of the people.
Bro, like one of my buddies, he would go in there.
Wow.
Damn the girls. He's just playing Big Buck Hunter, and he takes it seriously. Like during some of the mini games, one of them is just like shoot as many turkeys as you can before they take off or whatever.
Oh, I hate
I'm
that.
sorry, it was like shoot as many ducks as you can before they take off, and he's just sitting there, cranking, like cocking the fucking shotgun back while pulling the trigger nonstop, not missing a beat. And all of a sudden
Go
he's
ahead,
just
Darvo.
like,
It's okay. It's okay.
all
Are
right.
you sure?
And then he looks at the final
It's
score
always
and he
been there.
goes,
Just put it. It's always been there.
he clicks and he goes,
Yeah.
we need to talk about him.
Are we not
We need to
talking
talk about
about
him.
this episode?
It's
Oh,
funny.
fucking hell.
One last thing about Big Buck Hunter. It's funny how those cabinets were somehow dirtier than the rest of the establishment.
It,
Does that
it
just
says
mean
a lot
they-
about the people that would play them.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They always had stains. There were cigarette burns on them. The guns were sticky sometimes. It was weird.
It was fucked.
All right, that's enough of that. This next one.
I will say this much: that game is one of those. You loved to have your 3 initials on the high scoreboard on the leaderboard, and like I said, my buddy, he would sit there for hours until he finally took the #1 spot, just to come back next week to see that he was overtaken by 5 different people. So guess what he's doing for the next 3 hours?
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if
I'll
that's
never do
impressive or sad.
It's sad.
It's an episode of Parks and Rec. It's kind of sad.
Like, that's something I would
I'm gonna watch,
expect
but it's
at like an episode of fucking Trailer Park Boys. Like, what the fuck?
Honestly, yeah.
I can see that. Oh, Ricky, check this out.
What's this?
All right, we're not doing that bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's
It's
maybe
not.
not dip into
it's
that
not.
too far.
All right, Sega Golden Gun.
I'm
I
familiar
have
with this one.
opinions.
I have opinions
Go
too.
on.
Let,
Okay.
let your opinions
No.
fly.
They ripped their
I want to
entire
hear
stick
Jesus
off.
first this time.
They ripped their entire stick off of House of the Dead. All they did is they gave it a new skin.
It wasn't a bad knockoff. I did appreciate how actually quick the gun moved around the screen, despite being a bulky piece of crap.
Right?
Okay, as far as ripoff, I feel like it's a good ripoff. How do you feel, Deej?
Like it's a ripoff, but it's not, Redbubble ripoff for those that understand what Redbubble is.
The hell is Redbubble?
A website
Oh,
that
wait,
basically
yeah.
makes knockoff merch off of famous YouTubers.
Oh.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So we're thinking like Coin Eater, like
It also was almost like a, I'm not going to say history lesson, but it did run you through the different leaders of the different dynasties of China's history, which I thought was really cool.
I'd put it at bitchin'.
Yeah.
How about you,
I'd
Adrian?
give it a bitchin'.
a bitchin'.
Below
Yeah, I think because it's better than a coin eater. I'm pretty comfortable saying that.
So,
Do
Are
we
we gonna
even
talk
need?
about the
We,
goat?
we don't. I don't
No,
think we
there's no
need to.
explanation.
There's no explanation.
if you don't know why we
Carnival, no,
love
put it in
Front-
the first
you're not a
slot.
fan.
Front and
There we
center.
go.
No
It
questions
belongs
asked.
there. Don't care. Didn't ask. Plus that shit slapped.
Honestly, can we just talk about how good everything in that game was?
Horror
Cool.
on rail shooter. First off, the one I still remember what grabbed me when I first saw this game is I was pretty decent at spelling, and I was just like that's supposed to say carnival. Mom, they spelled that wrong. They're stupid, and that's
Also,
when I
fun
went to
fact,
play
audience, DJ is not pretty decent at spelling.
it. Brandon's worse.
Fuck off.
Brandon's Slowguard the Lizard King. He's exempt. He's got diplomatic immunity.
He's the ambassador.
He's an ambassador.
Quick thing about Carnival. It has very much inspired a love of like B movie horror that has stuck with me through this entire day.
Fuck,
To the
you're
point
telling
where
me.
I have I didn't know this. It was actually set in Iowa.
Yeah, it was. Could you
That-
not tell by the haunted pumpkin ride?
Yeah.
does
Anyways, like I
anyone
was gonna
remember
say.
that's how that game starts?
Yeah. I was actually gonna say, Carnival has actually inspired an entire D&D campaign to work with a module I bought, and
Mhm.
God help my players if they don't solve the riddle at the beginning.
Oh, believe me, I'm gonna be all on that shit.
You will, but
Yes,
Sanders
sir.
has an intelligence of 6.
Yeah, therefore I'm the most prepared to problem solve. I don't know why they keep letting me do things, by the way.
It's gonna be
I-
beautiful.
DJ, they asked me again, hey, how much gold do we have left? I'm like, oh, a lot. I don't
Which
think they
is a lot.
realize I can't count. I actually can't.
Like, I mean, it's there, if that's what you're asking.
I mean, it looks like a lot. But moving on from this, what is next? I actually can't read this.
I cannot read that.
I do not. I can't even read it. I'm looking at this fucking screen in my face. I don't know what these are.
Yo, can we get an enhance?
I'm
Can
tempted
we
to
get a
stand up
CSI
and like
enhance?
I might stand up and leave the microphone for a couple of seconds to get closer to my TV to see if I can read that. Because
I can't.
if
I
not,
think-
we can.
I think
Unless
I
can we all
see. I think I see Guns of Fury. I don't know.
I was about to say, since none of us know, and we don't want to research it, should we just all collectively say, fuck it?
I'm not about
Yeah.
to Google anything.
I'm not googling shit.
I've been googling shit, but I can't even get a name.
I'll be
to
honest.
Google
I'm just
off.
trying not to talk about Carnival more.
This
We've
one
already
right,
done it.
this
two
one
other
right here, I
episodes.
think is
Honestly.
called Voyager.
That's Star Trek.
Oh, I have no idea then.
No idea. Never played it.
I have opinions on it.
Okay, you're
Alright.
the only one, so let's go.
So
Real quick, are we throwing these four into fuck it before we go to Voyager?
I might not even put
Yeah, I was gonna
anything
say, I just
because
don't think we should list them.
yeah, because we don't even know what the fuck they are. Can't read
All right,
them.
sick.
But this one, apparently, Mikey has some opinions.
Which is surprising.
oh man. I'm sure this hits nostalgia for a lot of people. I'm sure it does. It is really cool, and it was pretty far ahead of its time for when it came out. It was a rail shooter in the era of asteroids and shit like that. The graphics are eerily similar. They're literally polygon outlines of things. And it had weird mechanics where you'd have to fly and then do the rail shooting. I want to give it a bitchin' because it was super well made, all things considered, but it hasn't aged well. It shows its age immediately.
So we're looking at a
I'm-
bitchin'.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say I can't imagine you have an opposition here, so
Yeah.
it's pretty cut and
I'm
dry.
just trying to give it a fair rating because
I
I'm not
mean,
even a Star
that's
Trek fan,
I respect it.
but I'll tell you it's a good game.
All right, I'll trust you.
I'll trust you.
So,
Now, Lucky
anybody
and
heard of
Wild.
has anybody other than me heard of this one?
I
No.
recognize the picture.
It's
That's
a
about it.
shooter racing game.
Yeah, if you have a moment, look it up. You will not be
Already
disappointed.
on it.
I would love to find an emulator of this because this game is pretty white knuckle for a rail shooter.
Yeah.
I wish I could look it up, but I'm a little imposed.
You have a phone, nerd.
Yeah, true.
Remember,
Like-
even though I enjoyed watching this game, I could not play it for the life of me because of how much that.
Fuck is this?
Are you telling me that doesn't look fun? And look at the speed on it. Rail shooters didn't move like that, and you have to swerve out of traffic hazards and objects in the way.
The gun looks so stupid.
What's wrong with? Okay, it does look terrible.
And when you're looking at the cabinet itself, yeah, it's a little sight for sore eye. But other than that,
The gameplay looks so sick, though.
This looks like
Yeah.
some dog shit meme I would make.
I just love how, like, if you had the reluctant privilege of being the driver, like, okay, so you had to swerve out of the way and shoot at the same time without getting you or your partner killed, and your partner's
Oh,
just
this
sitting
looks
there with
awful.
one pistol doing nothing.
Oh man, I just saw how one of the levels ended. That did not age well.
I can't imagine it would with an art style like this. I'll be honest, my guy.
This is like 80s guilty pleasure. I want to give this put up in the alpha, man.
Ugh.
Like, if Miami Vice had an arcade cabinet, it was this.
Yeah.
Yeah, from what I'm seeing, this is definitely something. I don't know what to make of it.
I think we should just let them do their thing because I don't want to look at this anymore.
All right, boys. All right, boys.
I do. My issue is that I like it too much because now I want to play it because it looks awful.
I don't want to throw it into Coin Eater, but at the same time, it was a unique game to where I don't want to just throw it into Deej.
I want to put it at alpha, man. I love that kind of shit. I'm
You
a
wanna put
sucker
it-
for awful 80s things.
You want to put it in Alpha?
I want to put it at alpha.
All right, because I did enjoy watching other people play it. I just couldn't play it myself.
Yo, if anybody out there can hook it up with an emulator or where to find one, leave it in the comments.
Let's go, baby. This one is my shit.
Real quick, before we go into the Ghost Squad, I just realized that we have a Soundscope over here.
That one I've never heard of.
Silent Scope.
What?
Bony.
Soundscope Bone Eater.
I'm on it.
Never heard of it.
Quick goog.
Sorry, I got distracted by the fact that we can buy a Nerf arcade cabinet for $16,000, and I started budgeting.
Oh, the Nerf arcade cabinet's dog shit. I tried it.
Oh, that's disappointing.
It's,
Okay, so I looked up this game title, and I'm just getting Anime Woman.
Oh, I see.
Oh, there it is. What is it? This looks like a rhythm game. What is this?
The characters in this are supposed to be are anime characters. One's a guy, one's a girl.
Oh, well, that would explain that. Yo, this looks kind of cool. I'll be honest.
I think it takes place. It looks like it takes place in Japan.
Really? What clued you off?
That's a great question.
Is it the fact that the women are barefoot?
Oh, it's the boss. It's the boss wearing the yellow mask and the white suit.
Yeah, this
Fun
game
fact:
looks
this
kind of
arcade
intense.
cabinet's $3,000.
How is this only $3,000?
Have you seen the in-game footage?
Yeah,
It looks like a mobile game.
I still feel like the cabinet would be expensive.
I mean, to be fair,
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
like the gun on this cabinet.
eh,
They tried to go for a futuristic feel with this one.
I don't hate it, but it looks awkward. It looks like a legacy weapon from Fallout, like it shouldn't exist.
Throw into a Deej or
I don't
because
know.
I can appreciate the cabinet, but I honestly couldn't see myself playing it.
I'd put it in Deej.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
Deej.
sorry, this is just weird.
Hey, meat and potatoes.
Ghost Squad.
Fucking Ghost Squad, next to Time Crisis, which we'll get to later on, was my shit. I loved this fucking game.
I recently just bought it so I can play it on my Wii.
Fucking lucky.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. If I could find a home port for a classic arcade game, I'll get it. But Ghost Squadron is so good, and this game had a progress bar. The more people played it, the more skins were unlocked, the more weapons were unlocked. You can go through in trials mode. You could go through in submachine gun only mode, snipers only. This game had so much potential. It almost felt like a home console port that was ported to arcades, not vice versa. It was that good.
Plus, next to Soundscope, this was the first on-rail shooter where you had, and even then with Soundscope, the sniper rifle was in place. In this case, you had a freehand, two-handed weapon that you actually had to put to your shoulder and actually use.
And it even, if you had a really good, well-maintained arcade, the select fire worked. The different attachment worked. The game was so ahead of its time. Actually, Adrian,
Just want to say this out now. I always stuck with the cowboy skin. Cowboy skin, best skin.
Honestly,
I was about to ask who rocked the panda.
Couldn't.
Just me?
I couldn't.
yeah. Because I'll be honest, I don't think I had I don't think I saw anyone else ever do that.
That's what it's set on my home console right now.
Yeah, like this game was literally the go-to if Time Crisis, any kind of cabinet was like taken up by a line. For me, at least.
And they gave you enough room, like where you actually had the guns mounted. They gave you enough room compared to other on-rail shooters for you and your partner, whether it be somebody you know or a random stranger, so that way you're not knocking into each other or throwing bows into each other's biceps on accident. You actually had
pulling
room
them
to
off the
swing.
machine, DJ.
Sorry.
I never seen anybody do it, but I kind of want to be that guy now. I want to dual wield the big AKs that come with this thing because this isn't a standard light gun; it's a full-length rifle. I want to be that guy who puts coins in both slots and dual wields on that cabinet.
That's pretty funny, actually.
Yeah.
Seen a couple people do that, and one of them just all of a sudden Rambo yells. I'm like, okay, there's way too much testosterone at this cabinet right now. I'm going to just walk over.
What is this, Buck Hunter?
This motherfucker. Oh my god.
Honestly,
I'm going to say slamming for me.
Oh,
Slamming for
100%
me.
slamming.
I would even put that in front of Soundscope.
That is slamming or your teeth back.
That game is so fucking good.
Oh yeah, it is.
One of the arcades inside the casino, they have this. Every time I will play it once, twice, maybe even just take the machine. Like, hey, fuck y'all, okay? I swiped my card 20 times. I will have 20 lives. Get out of here. It's me today.
This is my day today. I am the Ghost Squadron.
It's my birthday, and I'll do what I want.
All right.
So the boss battles were unforgiving as shit. So that's
I
always.
don't want to think about those right now.
We're thinking about the good things about this game.
No, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I think for a well-rounded game, you need to have difficult bosses, and this one delivered.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now this next one, I can't read that. I have no clue what it is.
Yeah. I was
Oh,
gonna
hold
say,
up, hold up. I lost the screen. Give me a moment.
I don't know
the
what
yellow
it
one?
is. Yeah.
It's called Too Spicy. The art style is a mix between Killer 7 and Persona. The gameplay is a mix between Time Crisis, Ghost Squadron, and a little bit of what's it called? Police training, because there is quick time events and mini games that are like defuse bomb, blow hinges off a door, destroy scaffolding, things like that. It's not a common cabinet, but it looks beautiful. It plays
God, I can
really
see
quickly.
why. This looks fucking insane.
Right? Whoever made this game, this is truly a passion project. They put time into this bad boy.
No,
This
they
man
wrapped
said,
it.
"I got a budget."
They wrapped it in police tape. Do not cross. Holy hell!
They were planning on flexing on everybody else who was distributing cabinets at that time, for sure.
Yo, they wanted to stand out, and damn, they did it.
I have not played this. I've only ever seen footage of it, and
Oh,
I'm
they
really
look really
upset.
cool when they're all in a circle. That's actually really sick.
Say if this is a squad up game, I'd put this
Oh
in a coin
yeah,
eater.
it is. I just found where there's like 6 of them in a ring. It looks really cool, actually. I would walk up to this part of the arcade with 5 friends. No
Okay.
shit.
No, I'd go there and squat up to whoever had it if they needed a 5th or a 6th. I put this in coin eater. This is a kill time with the bros type of game.
Yeah, this looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm looking at this and I want to play it now. Damn.
Can we put this one up to bitchin'? Because I think it's just got that show value for it.
Yeah, I can give it that.
Yeah, especially with that art style, I dig it.
All character story mode is 2.5 hours long video. What the fuck?
Holy shit!
Watching
Yo.
this later.
If we ever like
keep a
get to the
tab
point
on
where we
this
can
one.
justify spending money on dumb things,
Oh, Mikey, we're gonna do it. Don't worry.
I'm just saying we go to like Galloping Ghost or a big arcade like that, and we just
Aw.
forehead cam all of us with GoPros and play fucking arcade games together.
Where is Galloping Ghost?
Iowa, I think, or Chicago, I think. I know those places were nowhere near each other.
Illinois.
I mean, if it was, I was about to say, if it was in Iowa, I'm driving up
I was
tomorrow.
gonna say, I'm pretty sure it's not Chicago, but I know it's in Illinois. Brookfield,
okay.
Illinois.
Okay. Nowhere near us, so
Damn.
We're nowhere near anything fun.
we're near a lot of fun things, but not like
Yeah, I know, but not like fun things. You know what I mean?
not near.
Anyways, moving
shit
on.
fun things. Yeah. Anyways,
Vampire Knight.
has anybody
No
heard
idea.
of this game?
No.
Yeah, I don't think I recognize
I can
this.
describe this game very simply for you. It's a House of the
Vampire
Dead
Knight?
knockoff mixed with Castlevania. It is beautiful, the guns work well, and you can even save certain zombies by shooting the parasites off of them, getting bonus points for saving the humans. The bosses are insane. The
I think
levels
I'm
are
looking at the
beautiful.
wrong one because this is anime as shit.
Yeah,
I
it is.
can't find it. It's mentioning a fucking nightclub in
Oh no,
Australia.
I found the right one.
The
Oh,
nightclub.
this is a neat little cabinet actually. I like this.
Right? The game looks beautiful. If you like House of the Dead, you're gonna like this.
Oh my god, the PS2 cover. Yeesh.
There's a PS2 version of this?
That's what I found is the same game.
It,
Oh, dude, I wonder if it's on the emulator.
it definitely does look like a house that doesn't knock off easily, but it does look
I
good.
still can't find it. I typed in Empire Knight arcade game.
The Vampire Knight.
Oh, Vampire Knight.
DJ, you. Why are you? Anyways. This looks actually kind of cool. I'm curious what this anime version is though now.
I played this. Yeah, this
Dude,
game
that
was sick.
cabinet's so gnarly looking.
Oh wow, that gameplay does look really cool. Yo, I love these character designs. What the shit?
Right? Oh, dude, I gotta. So, fun fact for the audience: I have an emulator I've been trying to get through to see everything that's on it for like 3 months now. It's in alphabetical order. I'm on the T's.
Ooh. When you get to
Yeah.
V's, you're gonna get into this.
No shit. To scroll through all of the stuff on it, it takes like 15 minutes.
It does.
Just you holding and skipping constantly. It's ridiculous.
But shit, I wish I had something like that. That sounds awesome.
We gotta go look around. I think this is a really cool one.
But none of us has played it, right?
No.
I have
Wait.
not played this. Looks cool though.
So we can't really
You
tier
just
it
played
on.
I put it in alpha. I've played. Now that I've actually seen the machine, I recognize it. The game is fucking sick. I'd slap it in alpha.
It's a good solid alpha.
I'm okay with that. Just on what I've seen secondhand, it looks like an alpha.
Now I don't know what this is.
I
Is this
have
a
a
Prime
theory.
Evil Run?
Primeval Run. I might
Or
be wrong then.
Hold on a second, audience. We're all dumb. Give us a moment.
Yeah, give us time to correct
Prime
the spelling
Evil Run?
errors.
I don't even know if that's actually Prime Evil or if that's something else.
Primeval Hunt?
I think that's it. Yeah.
Let me look at this picture.
A cabinet called Prime Evil.
Yo, a
Hunt.
Dino arcade cabinet? Is that it?
It is Dino. It definitely has Dino.
Oh,
Yeah.
look, it's got a super shorty with the fucking red dot on it.
That's pretty sick, actually.
Oh, man. Why have I never played this?
Honestly.
Dang. Then again, I think with the arcades that I grew up in, they didn't want this to compete with the Jurassic Park games, which we'll get to
Oh.
later on.
Oh, man. The running animation's scuffed, but the weapon and actual everything else is pretty solid. Ah, this would definitely be
Interesting.
direct competition with any Jurassic Park cabinet. This looks fun as hell.
Yeah, it does look fun.
You could switch between weapons. You could get an RPG and a fucking elephant gun.
Huh.
Oh, I can also see why this isn't popular. He took that dinosaur's head off its body.
Graphic. Graphic, dude. Look at half the fatalities in the original fucking Mortal Kombat cabinet.
Yeah, but dinosaurs aren't Mortal Kombat. Dinosaurs are more marketed to like Chuck E. Cheese and pizza places.
Honestly, the only dinosaur games I've ever played were at a Chuck E. Cheese.
Exactly.
But from what you
Without any
see,
hands-on,
yeah,
I'd put it at a coin eater.
Point Eater.
It
It's
looks
respectful.
cool, but we don't know how clunky it is.
Insightful. I love these games, even though recently I admitted on one of our podcasts, which you should absolutely go check out. Had no clue of the storyline in this machine because, as we stated earlier, when it comes to a lot of arcade cabinets, or depending on the arcade that you go to, there tends to sometimes, more times than not, be something wrong with certain machines. And in this case, for the Area 51 cabinet that I would play on, the sound wasn't working. I was just shooting shit in silence. But other than that, the gun worked, the gameplay was phenomenal. I enjoyed just shooting shit.
Sadly for me, when it came to Area 51, The cabinet was there, but it was always broken. I was just never able to play it. I wanted to, but I just couldn't.
I I don't know what to say because every Area 51 cabinet I've ever seen is repaired in a less than stock fashion. I've
Oh,
actually
we've
had
seen
played.
so many of them with tape on them. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, electrical tape, duct tape. The sides are sanded off because it was clearly a Pandora's box cabinet that they fitted with the Area 51 internals.
Yeah.
I saw one with the Carnival shotguns as the light guns one time.
That
That
was
was
pretty funny.
hilarious. And the reload, the pump on the reload worked. That was a blast. I did. I don't know where to reasonably judge this because they're some of my favorite arcade games of all time. Genuinely.
So I would put it in bitching, but because it does fit the what we spoke about earlier, the machine, 9 times out of 10, something was going to be scuffed with it. I could see it being put into a high Deej tier.
I don't know. I'm gonna make a counter argument. It is 2022 of time of recording, and this is still a 25-cent game.
That's true.
I think that's worth something, especially if you want to play Star Wars now. It's like $2.50 or $3, which is fucking crazy.
Yeah. Here's my thing about this. This is probably still one of my favorite arcade games ever. I'm not gonna say it's good though.
Can anyone? But close your eyes for a minute. Can't you hear the like weird dinosaur roar that the aliens make when you shoot them?
Oh, 100%.
How do we feel about Coin Eater on this one? I feel like it's a try and true Coin Eater.
Give it a coin eater, but I'd put it below Point Blank.
You know why this is gonna get a coin eater actually? Because remember the one lady scientist who runs directly in front of the aliens for like 3 solid seconds? For that bitch specifically, this gets coin eater.
Fair.
I would put it above Primeval Hunt because at least with Area 51, we all played it.
These aren't in order, Deej. We're not that technical.
Okay. I just didn't know if we were going to go that far down the rabbit hole.
I think Brandon's been doing it subconsciously, actually.
Mostly for that one.
That one's true. Yeah, Carnival's real.
It's the real one.
But yeah, with Area 51, it's hard to say for myself because all I've seen is gameplay and maybe the little that I saw on the cabinet itself, because you know that the screens would show like game being played automatically before someone puts in a coin. That's the most I've gotten out of it because every time the guns would be broken or something would be broken and it would be unplayable. I swear these cabinets just did not get the love and repair that they needed.
They were the 25-cent cabinets. They weren't big earners, so they were low priority, and they're cheap, so little kids can play them and beat the fuck out of them. So
this is true.
That's where they fell. Can we put Site 4 right next to it? Because for anybody who doesn't know, Site 4 is the direct sequel to Area 51. Pretty simple plot line. Aliens escape Area 51. The game ends. They get out. Site 4 begins, and you got to go shoot them out of the suburbs.
Yep. Now, here's where I think most of us will say that we have experience in these right here. The Jurassic Park games.
Every level.
One of them is really good.
No.
Yeah.
I like 1 and 2. 3 kind of got baby mode. I'll let
3 got weird.
3 got, it's crazy. The first 2 were unforgiving, balls to the walls, action adventure, and 3 got the Chuck E. Cheese treatment where there's less violence. Action.
That's true because I've only played 3 at a Chuck E. Cheese. That's the only time I've seen one.
I think there's one at Mountain Mike's here in town.
Is there really?
Yeah.
My God, I never go there again.
Shut up.
I remember.
For those who for some reason don't know what this game is, it's an unreal, literal Jurassic Park game where you sit inside this box that's completely blacked out. It has curtains on the sides to black out everything around you, and now you're fully immersed, and your only focus is what's happening on that screen.
Oh yeah.
If you had like one of the good cabinets, there was like speakers in the floor and some behind you to drown out the sound of what was going on outside of the cabinet.
That you know what, the game definitely gets serious points for presentation because that is one of the best looking cabinets of all time.
Oh yeah, that thing still to this day is in my top 5 most stellar looking cabinets ever.
Oh yeah. Shit. I remember going to the place that I mentioned before, Castles and Coasters. I remember they had these two specifically, not third one, because I don't think they had that at the time of me being there. But these two were right next to each other, and me and a friend, when no one else was playing these, every time one of us would go into like part one, the other would go into part two, and we'd play them until one of us died, and then we'd switch to the other one, and we'd just hop back and forth between the two. And it was fun. These games.
Actually,
Pretty
can we
good.
give a shout out to one of the greatest bosses, and I'm sure you remember this one, Brandon? The T-Rex that goes invisible.
Oh my god.
Dude, imagine being 8 and that shit coming at you in a full surround sound box, and you're just fanning the hammer on a big iron.
That was terrifying, my guy.
I love that so much.
Pretty good.
The first time
So
I saw that
much.
shit with the speakers behind me, I almost looked behind me because the motherfucker came in from out of screen, from like off screen. You just heard it, and the speakers were behind me. I'm like, oh shit's behind me.
That's why you're so good at Call of Duty now. You fought the Apex Predator.
Honestly.
I'm just surprised at that young age I was able to beat part one, and I almost beat part two. I never got to do that.
I can tell you right now, if you played part 3, you'll have a lot easier of a time.
I'm okay with not playing that. I'm just glad. I'm glad that I was able to beat and almost beat this one. That's an achievement in my e-book at a young age.
Man, as far as placing these, I want to put 1 and 2 in slamming. And what is everybody
I can
else
agree with that.
I can agree wholeheartedly.
Let's go. Oh yes. See, dinosaurs are kick ass. Don't listen to what anybody else has.
But this one,
Fuck it.
fuck
If it's at Chuck E. Cheese,
Yeah.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. Chuck E. Cheese has one E for Everybody game that I love. Did anybody play the firefighter rail shooter game?
no.
You don't have a rail gun, you have a fire hose, and you're breaking through building walls, rescuing people, and you have different nozzle types and attachments for different scenarios. It is crazy, it is intense, it's super hard. It's one of the greatest rail shooters ever, but it was Chuck E. Cheese exclusive.
well, the entire statement was going to be if it's at Chuck E. Cheese, that means you won't find it at a real arcade.
You know what? You got me there. You find it at a pizza place jammed in the corner with duct tape on it.
Yep.
Now, does anyone
So-
know what Crypt Killer was?
Yes.
What was
And
it?
I ask you guys to look it up real quick, and please, audience, bear with us. Actually, if you guys have never heard of it, look up Crypt Killer, the arcade game. It is a 1995 release by Konami. I somehow was on the Sega Saturn, and I never heard about it, which kind of pisses me off.
It's actually had NES releases.
I love this art style. This is B
Oh, this
80s
is
and
my
90s.
jam. Oh, this cabinet looks awful though.
The cabinet looks like shit. But we're gonna gloss back.
Oh, what the? You could
How have I
select the
never
level?
played this?
And
This
it's
is
very
so
Army
neat.
of Darkness aesthetic. It's very almost Frazetta to an extent. I think this is gorgeous.
I'll say this
This
much:
is
I'm
so
seeing
cool.
3 different types of cabinets that are all Crypt Killer, but the cabinets themselves look vastly different. One of the cabinets I absolutely hate looking at. One of them I'm adoring looking at.
Right? I'm kind of having that same issue. This is interesting. I almost want to give this a Deej for the art style.
Expect that.
It is definitely old school.
It might
That's
get as high
cool.
praise of it because we also have to remember this is 1994.
95.
I'm a sucker for that art style though.
Me too. I like
Yeah,
this.
this is
cool.
good.
A quick thing to note though, this game has up to 4-player co-op.
Oh,
No, that's
yeah,
a
I see that.
plus. Yeah, that's a plus for around this time.
For an old 90s arcade cabinet, that is incredibly rare. For a rail shooter, that's nigh unheard of. I'm a sucker for this art style though. This takes me back to when I was a kid. So I could be completely biased on that.
Looks like you can switch guns too. I mean, I'm seeing them go from one shotgun to a spaz to an AR. I mean, this looks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can
You can
switch
even get a
guns.
flamethrower.
Yeah, this looks cool. Damn.
So if anybody in the in the audience out there knows of Crypt Killer, tell us a story. Hang out, shoot some shit, or if you know where
Honestly.
I can find an emulator, hook it up.
No, let's just buy a disc, Mikey. We can do it.
I don't have any of these these consoles though.
All right, let's buy one.
Actually,
we know people.
We might need to check the Sketchy emulator.
Oh, the sketch. I mean, yeah, I guess we could.
It might be on there.
The one that totally wasn't made in some dude's garage.
Nobody needs to know about that.
That's fine. He doesn't
So,
run an illegal shop.
So where would you put it?
I like I said, I kind of want to give it a D for the art style alone. This is cool. Mikey, how do you feel about this though?
I'm okay with the Deej. It's got a lot going for it. I haven't played it hands-on. I just like it.
That's
It
fair.
has cool features. If we knew how it worked, I'd have no issue giving it higher.
True. Now this next one, Wild Guns.
I don't know.
I remember playing this on the SNES. It's a 3-player shooting gallery game where your characters are actually on screen, and then you and your friends are actually able to shoot at shit while they're on screen, and you just you point and click using your weapon's crosshairs.
Oh, I actually have this on the Sketchy emulator.
Oh yes, we do. I recognize this.
And then back in 2010, it got a revamped port to Wii U, and has now been
And the PS4 apparently.
now deemed backwards compatible for the Switch.
Huh.
I have a Switch.
I guess we
That
know what
actually looks
Darvos
kinda
getting
good on
now.
the
This
Switch.
is pretty cool, actually. Yeah, it does.
I'm
It's probably
impressed.
the best looking game on the Switch.
Seriously, Pokemon, step your game up.
Honestly. Quit
That's
sucking.
crazy.
Make a
From
good
what I
game
can
for
remember,
once.
I did thoroughly enjoy playing this game because I did play it a lot. But when it comes to being as an arcade game, I never saw it in any arcade. I think this was just strictly an actual console release. But this game also came out in what was it, 19? I think this was 1994. Yeah, 1994. So, 26 years ago for me. 27 years ago.
I was gonna say, what do you mean for you? For everyone, DJ.
Well, I'm saying 27 years ago for me because I'm in my 30s.
I don't think he understands what's happening.
He
And let's just
definitely
move
He
on.
doesn't.
definitely doesn't.
Yeah, let's just move on. What are we giving this, Deej?
I'd give it a bitchin'. Because it was a fun game. I remember playing it a lot.
A
I'm fine
bitchin'?
with that because it looks cool.
A solid
Alright,
bitchin'?
whatever.
Got it.
I apologize.
All right, before the next one, we gotta go back. Mikey,
What?
I am so ashamed of the both of us right now.
Why?
Because after finding the tier list and enhancing it to 500%, I see what the second one that we ignored was.
What is that?
That's Action Hero.
Oh no shit.
That's Action Hero. I can't believe we didn't recognize that.
I can't tell from this image. You
Again,
can't
I
see
enhanced.
the
I
artwork.
found the tier list and enhanced by 500%.
Wow.
And you can't even see Action. You can just see the bottom of a C and Hero, and I'm like, oh my god, how did I not recognize this?
Actually, no, I'm not even gonna be too offended. You know why?
Hmm.
Every
Because
Action
the only
Hero
ones we
cabinet.
played were made out of cardboard.
Yeah, everyone we played was a black cabinet. It was either a restoration because somebody broke the original. No, I've seen one original cabinet once and it broke. It didn't last more than a couple months in the pizza place it was at. That
Is
being
that
said,
the ghetto one that we used to go to with our cousins?
no, that's a nice one in downtown.
Oh, what am I thinking of?
I have no idea.
Hmm.
Action Hero is a sick arcade game where you play as a very Clint Eastwood looking action hero who's a gunslinger traveling through
Yeah,
time.
Johnny Nero.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my god. The Wild West was a great level. Oh my god, I love it when the howitzer guy comes out at the end. There was an alien one if I remember right.
Yeah, there were 3 levels if I remember correctly.
I think it was Wild West, aliens, and ghosts. I could be wrong. This game was a comic book fever dream on steroids.
It really was.
Oh man, now that I know what it is. I'm like between bitchin' or
I was gonna
coordinator.
say, I think that's a bitchin' because for how beat up the game always was, it always worked. We've only seen one that didn't work.
The one they took out of the pizza place.
Yeah.
All right. I can buy that. Oh,
Alright, anyways, that's that tangent. I'm still really upset neither of us recognize that, but I guess you're right. We never saw one intact. They were always just Frankenstein and gutted.
it were always beat up. It was always in a black cabinet with the wrong screen wedged in there. It was a fucking Best Buy monitor that was like $100.
I was gonna say, I remember there being like just straight up CRTVs in there, like not even a monitor.
Honestly.
Hmm.
So that clown one, I know what that game is.
You
I was
know
gonna say,
it?
what is this?
I don't know the name, but I know how it works. I know how it plays, and I know I haven't been able to find a copy in my life. It is a House of the Dead knockoff with not House of the Dead. Sorry, it is a Carnival knockoff with kind of wonky light guns. They were weird size. They're kind of floaty. But where it makes up for that is, in the same way Carnival has 3 different paths to choose from, that one also has 3 different paths. There's a haunted mine. There's a haunted library.
Oh, this
and they're
cabinet
spooky.
looks sick.
It's gnarly, right? And
It's
then
called
there's like
Welcome to Fright Fear Land, by the way.
Okay.
Okay, welcome to Fright Fear Land. Yeah, I've never heard
It's
of
all
it.
one word. Fright Fear Land is one word, by the way. You can't fuck this up, Darvo.
Yeah, trust me. I get it.
This looks like a really neat arcade. This looks like something a child made, and I kind of like it.
I've played this.
Yeah,
Have you
I used to play
recognize
the
this.
fuck out of this. Yeah,
Where was
you're,
this cabinet?
you're shooting guns on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
What? Speaking of roller coasters, I just found the roller coaster Snake Frog boss thing.
Yep, so did I.
What is this?
I love that the clowns have AKs. That kills me.
Don't they all? This looks so. You could buy kits. Hold up.
Wait, are you talking about cabinet kits?
Hold on. Available as global VR and universal conversion kits. Hello?
But yeah, like, so what do you guys think?
I would put this in a coin eater. Like for me, a coin eater. All because I remember playing this a lot. Doing terribly or not, I loved this fucking game.
Like we could buy a Paradise Lost cabinet and convert it to this.
Put a pin in that for later.
Because who fucking cares about Paradise Lost? That game sucked.
I kind of do. You know?
Really?
No, wait. You know, I was thinking of the Lost Island. Sorry, Paradise
that
Lost and Paradise Lost and Rambo were other dog shit.
Yeah.
Anyways,
And does anyone recognize that right there? Because
I have no idea. What
there's
that
not
is.
even a name. It's just a picture.
Sorry, which one?
The fourth one.
Okay.
Now.
Let me zoom in some more. Hold up.
Enhance.
500 times microscope.
God, there really isn't any fucking words on this. Jesus Christ. What do I look up? Anime metal Oh, Mikey. You know what that might be actually? What's the one where you're like in Egypt and you like do the things?
There is a Sphinx.
It's the one we didn't get to play while we were at Disney World because those 2 kids just kept putting like $10 bills in that bitch.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh my god, we were talking about this recently. Our local drive-in had this cabinet, and that was the only place we were able to play it, and it was always fucking broken.
I could see the corner of a G in the background.
Guilty Gear Strife.
I can't think of the name.
Oh wait, no. That's
Oh,
way
sure.
over the next one. Never mind.
If
will say this.
we want that, we'll get Ed in here, and he'll give us 2 cents.
I will say this: it is a bitchin' game for sure because you can choose different classes to start the game with that do different damage types, different ammo counts, different health amounts, many alternate routes, quick time events, puzzles. The bosses were sick. It was a very good, well put together game. I just can't remember the name because it was super obscure, and I've only ever seen 2 cabinets in my life.
I've only ever seen one, I think.
You were too young to play when we went to the drive-in because you know drive-ins aren't really a thing anymore.
It's actually sad. I used to go to drive-in in Arizona all the time. I went there. I went back there like a couple years back to visit family, and I saw that it was closed.
Oh.
It was like 60 miles from me, but it's one of those I had to.
Everything's
Get a
60
group
miles
together.
from you, Teach.
Yeah, but to go to the drive-in, I have to leave Connecticut and go to Massachusetts, because there's like one drive-in there, and they show they'll show movies that are supposed to be in the movie theater there.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. Same with the one that I used to go to. I think at the time, me and my parents, the last movie I saw was probably like, I think it was like Ice Age 2, before we left Arizona.
What?
Also,
Yeah.
but before we start going on about drive-ins,
Yeah.
we definitely have to work on sidebarring.
Yeah, we definitely need to get stick to this. Gunblade. Never played it.
I
don't know
have played the shit out of this game.
Adrian, you know what it is.
Which one's a Gunblade?
This is the clone of LA machine guns. If you buy them on the Wii, they come as a 2-piece kit. It's $150.
Oh, shit!
Oh, Gunblade and
Oh,
LA machine
shit.
guns are A-listers. They're such good games.
Yeah, they are.
Oh my god, I just looked up. Oh man, Gunblade New York. I forgot about this.
High
What?
octane, high
It is
octane,
like-
high action. You're shooting.
I just found a picture of both the cabinets next to each other. They are identical.
Ah,
Except one's blue and one's yellow.
Aren't they made by the same team?
Yeah.
And I don't fucking know.
yeah, it's the same. So
Why are they both Sega?
they're just clones of each other. They're slightly different versions with different storylines.
Bro.
But the guns on those cabinets were the best of all time, hands down. I kind of want to put that one in slamming.
I'm okay with this.
I'd be down for a slamming.
I'm also down for the slamming.
The other hard part about this game, and same thing with the next game, with one of the next games we're about to get into, there was always somebody on it, or if there's one guy on it, you ask him to play, and he's just like, fuck you, and he slams his own player too in, and he starts dual wielding shit.
Brandon, put Gunblade in slamming.
It was slamming? Alright.
Thank you. I
Mm.
love that game.
Do you know what this is?
We all know what this is.
We
It
all
had
know what this one is.
this cabinet never had a name on it. It was always just black.
No, it did. The cabinet was just also. I mean, the name was also in black too.
So, if you've ever seen a full art for this game, you'd recognize it. If you ever heard anybody shoot or reload, you'd recognize it. This is Area 51, but without the aliens. The same exact setup, but you're shooting people because you're an officer. You're stopping helicopters. You're stopping criminals. It is
Yes,
a
sir.
25-cent classic that holds up. And somehow broke less than Area 51. It freaks
Actually,
me
I was
the hell
wrong.
out.
The name wasn't Silver.
It sounds familiar. What's the name?
Maximum Force.
Yeah,
Yup.
Trigger.
yeah, I've played it. Yeah.
I remember this very explicitly. I just love that the tagline was "Pull the trigger." They're just like, we know what you're here for.
Actually,
Let's
I
go
just
shoot some
realized
guns.
LA machine guns is one down and to the left.
Is it really? Put that shit in slamming right now.
With that shit slamming.
Wait,
Maximum
where?
Force also slamming. I don't care who says.
Right there,
The white one.
One over.
that says Chin the Ma.
This one here?
Chin the mouth.
Put that one. That one's going in slamming too.
Oh yeah.
Chin the mouth.
But what about Maximum Force?
Oh,
I want to put this in slamming. I play this game so much. Unless I hear a valid argument.
I can recognize every action in that game by sound. I think it's in the
Mhm.
slam.
Because it's a rip of Area 51. Do you think it'd be fair to take the rip and put it in a higher tier of Area 51?
Okay, do
Yeah,
we want?
because
Okay,
it worked.
True.
Do we
True,
want to? I
true,
want to at least
true.
put in bitching. This game was fucking great. This game was
I'm okay with
everywhere
that.
too.
I didn't even give it an alpha because that game was
There was
that
a-
game was tits.
Honestly, Maximum Force was everywhere. I've
Yeah.
seen it
Fuck
probably
it.
more than every other cabinet in my life. Okay, editor said no. Let's do it. I'm in.
Alpha.
Let's go.
And now the
Now,
series that I hold near and dear to my heart. I'm pretty sure
This-
we all do to our hearts.
Three
This
of
right
these belong in
here.
S.
this
Three of
right
these belong
here.
in S.
Were you thinking 1, 4, and 3?
I'm thinking 1, 2,
Weird
and
that you
4.
went in that order. And
Because
you're thinking 2, 4, and what, Deej?
No, I'm thinking 1, 2, and 4.
Oh, 1, 2, and 4. I
Because
would agree. 1, 2, and
I-
4.
Time
You know
Crisis
what?
1 is what got me onto Time Crisis and the whole bullet time
Yep.
bullet
It's
time
the,
pedal.
it's the
pedal dodging.
legacy slamming.
Time Crisis 2, the first time I actually ever played a co-op game to this magnitude, where you guys are in real time playing with each other.
I have a different argument for this. Where it was the first time where a sequel didn't suck ball. It was
You know
so
what?
good.
That's
I think
fair.
they stepped it up a notch.
Dude, it was actually a noticeable improvement, and that was awesome. 3, I feel like wasn't enough. It just
Nope.
felt like they made it to make it.
I'd put 3 in like a high bitchin' at least.
I would,
maybe
yeah, I
even
would
low
still give
alpha.
it bitchin'. Yeah,
And then 4, the fact that you had different weapons at your disposal, plus it was more like cybernetic, like with the nanites, and you have to use your machine
Nano
guns to
machines,
destroy.
son.
Nanomachine, son.
Can we also talk about how seamless the action was in that one?
yeah, that game flowed.
Yeah.
It felt like you were playing a movie. It was great.
It was so good.
Like
And it
Time
had a-
Crisis. Go ahead, Mikey. Sorry.
I was gonna say, and it had like really cool bosses. Like that was.
Yeah,
just
they were
Yeah.
really cool,
solid
and they
all
had
the way
mechanics to them. The bosses had mechanics you had to learn on the fly.
I
That was
love
so
the
cool.
I love the quick times of, like, especially when you were fighting off that attack helicopter that was chasing you guys, and while
Mhm.
you're shooting it, you have to shoot the missiles that he's launching at you out
Yep.
of the air.
Yeah,
You had to be real quick. You had to aim and be precise. You had to learn all that shit.
I will always and forever to this day love Time Crisis. The last time I went to the arcade inside the casino, there's there's one Time Crisis machine, and it's Time Crisis 4. My buddy and we will just sit on that machine and run that story to ourselves. People are lined up behind us, are
I
asking
hate my
like,
nuts.
can we jump on next? And I'm like, I hate to break it to you, but we're not getting off until this story's done.
honestly, there was no just playing Time Crisis. There was finishing Time Crisis.
Yeah, literally, out of all the arcade games that I played in my life, Time Crisis, any of them are my most played ever. These
They're
are
so
the
good.
ones
They're
I
always the
always
first
went
cabinet
to.
you go to,
Always.
unless
Unless
there was a certain specific thing. Come on, Darvo, you can do it. You can do it. You know what it is. You know what the fuck's about to happen. Come on, Darv.
how about we just go into this one?
Guy.
Crisis Zone, a literal Time Crisis knockoff, which I have played.
Yeah.
It fits the Time Crisis feel, but it's not Time Crisis. But I will
It's
give it this
not.
much: if for some reason your arcade did not have a Time Crisis, it had a Crisis Zone. And I've been to some arcades that don't have Time Crisis, but they got the cheaper knockoff. They got the generic brand. So I can give it a coin eater, all because it's not Time Crisis, but they basically stole everything
They tried.
from Time Crisis besides the name.
They
And even then,
tried.
they have the word Crisis in it.
Yeah. This is definitely like the, what is it, like Shasta Mountain version?
Yeah, Mountain
Shasta
Breeze compared to
Cola?
Mountain Dew.
Shasta Cola. No, what's the Sprite knockoff?
Sierra
Oh.
Mist.
Sierra Mist.
No, the knockoff of Sierra Mist.
Oh wait, something. Oh man, you're killing me.
Oh, fuck.
Right? It's that. The fact that we all know what I'm talking about shows how much of a knockoff it is.
That's why I'm googling it real quick.
Wasn't it Mountain Mist or some shit like
Mountain
Yeah,
Mist.
Mountain Mist.
Mountain Mist, that's what it was. It's Mountain Mist Time Crisis. Is it good? Yeah, but like, it's really not the same.
Like, if you pour it into a cup and you taste it without knowing, you might not know the difference, but
You might be like, oh, is this aspartame? That's weird.
damn.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. So,
Thank you.
Hogan's Alley falls into a weird category. Has anybody else ever heard of it?
I haven't
Yes, it was on the NES, and I never played it.
I never played it.
I knew DJ would be the only one. This game is old.
Old. This is around the era of Hogan's Alley came out, but its biggest competitors were Duck Hunt and Super Mario. And nobody was playing anything else. Maybe a couple of sports games, but other than that, I don't think anybody's ever played Hogan's Alley.
So, take it from somebody who has a sketchy emulator and can play it. God, it sucks. If it was the competition to Duck Hunt, it was gonna lose every day of the week.
Oh yeah.
So like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it. Like in a major way.
We should have created another tier that says you just fucking suck.
Lost the oh my god, sales race. So
Now, Lethal Enforcers.
DJ, you're old. Do you know these?
Oh, of course I do.
Let's go. Yeah, present.
I was actually looking forward to us to get to Lethal Enforcers.
So, as a quick note before we go on about them, I have seen one working cabinet of each of these in my life, and it was in a curated mega arcade.
Damn.
Well, yeah.
Wow.
These are old cabinets, my guys.
Yes. The game came out in fucking like it says here 1992.
Yeah, that was the first one. Yeah.
That being said, it was an experimental art style. It looks kind of like Maximum Force, but with a more photorealistic focus.
Oh yeah, it does. That's kind of weird.
It is. And Adrian, like, I know this is gonna be a weird comparison. Doesn't it kind of give you Narc vibes?
A little bit. Why
I
Narc isn't on here, I'll never know. Narc is the best shooter ever.
It's not a first-person shooter,
But it's the best one.
especially that unreleased jungle or the unreleased level that Dot got working for the tournament.
That was so cool. Alright, let's talk about that later, though.
I loved that. I loved that dynamic of it was that they actually took still images, and then as characters pop up, you actually shoot them, and then there was an image of them being shot and dying.
It's pretty
So
cool,
I thought
right?
I thought it was really fucking cool until all of a sudden one of the images for an enemy is really obscure and you can't see him. Like on I think it was like they were trying to escape on some plane. And one of the enemies I could never find because I didn't know he was inside the airplane pointing at me until it was too late. But I think this game did very fucking well for what it was. I would easily throw this into at least a bitchin'.
What about 2? Have you played 2?
2, I did not play.
It was just as good. It didn't change up the formula. It was new maps. I'd still put it bitchin'. I think it did very good for all things considered. So, changing gears from photorealism.
No. Not changing gears, actually. Let's go one back from this. I just learned that's Lethal Enforcers 3 International.
This one?
Yeah.
What the I've never seen that cabinet before. I didn't
So
know that was
as I was looking up Lethal Enforcers, the same picture popped up. I'm like, wait, that's why I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, this is Segi no Hero, Lethal Enforcers 3 International.
Huh.
I can't find a clear picture of it. They're all dog shit.
I vaguely remember playing this. Vaguely, but I remember playing this.
Give me a picture of the game, goddammit. I can vaguely make out someone being shot on a train. I don't know.
Yeah, I see the picture of the triple magazines, enemies running towards you, a guy's popping out of a white car. Yeah, I remember playing this. This is actually pretty sick.
Sorry, I love this English of twin shooting game. Stage unit with super powered bass speaker.
Not wrong.
Interesting. Alright, anyways, no, that I'm sorry. I've been trying to fill out what these other 2 ones we don't know are this whole time, and that just randomly came up. So yeah, that's all for this one.
I wonder why you randomly just said, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, because I got real.
So, being that this is the third one, but
Let's just
we don't know
I don't-
anything
I don't
about
know.
it.
Deej, Mike. What do you feel about this?
I'd give it a Deej because I have played it
Give it a
before, but
Deej.
it's been so long ago.
Okay.
Let's Go Jungle, however.
Let's go jungle.
Adrian knows what this one is.
Yes, I do, baby. Lost on the island of spice. I remember.
Oh man, he's gone.
Oh
We've lost
man,
him. He's out. So Brandon, DJ, have you guys ever heard of this game?
never heard of it.
No.
Heretics.
This game has so much going for it. Underneath the arcade game aesthetic, it enforces 3 big themes on it.
What type
One
of
of them-
cabinet is that?
The
Huh?
best
Sorry, I'm
kind.
looking
Oh,
at
so
No,
the
the
no,
cabinet?
look at the cabinet. Look at the cabinet. It's wrong.
So,
Bro, it looks
I
like an ice cream truck.
Uh-huh.
spoiler alert, at the end of the game, you find out that the whole message of the game is about a company who's improperly disposing of chemical waste that causes all these creatures to mutate, turn into monsters. And the whole thing is about environmentalism. It's also about filling up a relationship meter. It's a co-op game where you and your partner are supposed to be a couple and doing things together. If you shoot targets together, you do more damage, and if you make decisions together, you get more points. You fill up your relationship meter, you get more health at the end of every mission.
Get right here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a
This
goofy
game-
arcade rail shooter that's
Dude,
balls
the
to the walls
animations in this
action.
are so awful. Oh my god, I love
the
it.
voice acting. The voice acting is
Everything about
fantastic.
this game is terrible, and I love it.
It's oh man, this game is so bad. It's really good. Like unironically, it's a fucking great game.
First off, if you got in this arcade cabinet, you knew what you were signing up for.
Just
If you
looking
saw
at it, it's a
Lost-
ride.
If you saw Let's Go Jungle lost on the island of spice, and then you saw this little mail truck and got inside of it, you knew what you were signing up for.
Let's Go Jungle, Lost in the Island of Spice. You're getting into something that looks like if I read that and then I looked at the cabinet, I would immediately know. Okay, if I'm crawling into this damn machine, something weird is gonna happen. I don't know what, but I'm here for it.
Apparently, there's a stand-up machine too, and it looks somehow worse.
I've never seen a stand-up one.
I see. I'm looking at the stand-up machine right now.
It's literally just like a TV with a marquee above it on like some Nickelodeon orange pipes above like the bed of a truck.
It looks like one of those attractions at the carnival where you have to shoot the water gun at the
It
target.
does,
to-
it does look like that. Oh, this is awful. It's also-
I Adrian, since we're the only ones who played, I vote for slamming.
Oh,
Unironically.
100% slam it. This is one of those things
God.
where it's
Oh
just
my
like,
god.
if you're gonna go full send, you might as well do it.
I equivalent to this to drinking a strong zero.
Oh, honestly.
You're gonna wake
And
up with
get-
a hangover tomorrow, but you'll love
But
it.
boy, is it efficient. Ow, my desk.
Your brother's hype though, just like let's go Jungle.
Let's go, jungle! Lost on the island of spice.
If we could find any way to play and stream this, we're putting Brandon and DJ on the hot seat and just sending this motherfucker.
Would I be able to fit into the cabinet?
I mean, maybe just you.
I don't know. It fit my drunk uncles. You'll be fine.
All right.
True.
That makes-
Actually, it fit our cousins who are both linebackers. You'll be tits.
I gotta
This is
go
a
to.
fact.
I gotta find another local arcade somewhere, or at least go to where there is one arcade near me, hopefully near-ish to me, because I'm just gonna start taking pictures of all the other retro machines that are still here and still relevant, and still alive, and send them to the chat. And if I see "Let's Go Jungle," I will just
Let's go,
film
Jungle!
myself. Will just film myself playing this shit.
You got to do a shot beforehand. Get yourself in the mindset of let's just send
Get
it.
lost on the island of spice.
Please don't.
This sounds like a thing were to do another rendition of Food Wars, but now it's a food. But now it takes place on an island. Get lost on the island of spice. Oh, wait, no,
Oh,
that
God.
anime's called that's Toriko. Never mind.
Anyways,
Yep.
so that Whirlim Combat one had okay. That's not the right name. It's called Warzade Combat or Wizard Combat. Different cabinets in different regions had different names written on them. Adrian, you remember this one? It was called Wizard Combat over here where we were.
Sorry,
was
I gotta.
This one I
Look at
see
this
World
picture.
Combat.
Yeah,
Yep.
it does say World Combat.
You'll find
And
this,
you're saying it was called Wizard Combat? Is that
yeah,
what I heard?
or Warzade.
Alright, hold up.
So the premise, while everybody looks it up for the audience, is it's an arcade cabinet that looks like modern soldiers on the sides. It's got whatever game it has written
Oh,
outside.
you're right.
Yeah, I remember
And
Warzone. I had Warzone.
You're in modern combat zones in like real time world when this game was released, and you're fighting an army of undead soldiers, skeleton zombies, and they have tanks, they have helicopters. It's such a weird game, but it's pretty well designed. You get machine guns, shotguns, sniper rifles. You have armor systems like riot shields. It was a weird knockoff game from who made this? I gotta double check. Oh my god!
Warzone, it was Konami.
Konami made this.
Yeah.
Which is insane because it doesn't feel like a Konami game. It was kind of slapdash. There was a lot trying to go at one time. You can even rank up to get better gear. It was... Oh, man, I have really mixed feelings. I really do.
I don't like this.
So, Deej, have you played this one?
I played Warzone.
Okay,
That's why
okay.
when you said the other ones, I was like, I don't.
Well, they're the same thing.
Yeah.
I just realized that it's just a different name.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I remember playing it. It didn't. I remember playing it, but I can honestly say it did not stand out too great to me. Because again, when I went to an arcade, I was looking forward to playing. This was one of those games. This might be a hot take. I apologize. This is one of those games that I played while I waited for all the other games that I wanted to play to open up.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know. I think you nailed it because in my honest opinion, they tried to do too much, and it wasn't fun at a certain point. Okay, actually, that's right. It wasn't as fun as it could have been if they specialized on one thing. But trying to have a rank up system, trying to make it photorealistic, trying to have different weapons and augmentations, it's a lot for an arcade cabinet. Only Time Crisis and a few other goated units were able to pull that off successfully.
So that, I would say we chuck this into a Deej.
Probably.
Yeah, I would say so.
Now, Operation Thunderbolts.
All right, I just looked this one up, and I can legitimately say I don't even think I've seen this cabinet.
Let me take a gander. You can cut this.
This looks like a piece of propaganda, if I'm being honest. Taito made this? Whoa.
Oh yeah, it was a side scroller on rails.
Yeah.
This looks like propaganda.
Yeah,
it does,
sure.
right?
This 100% has to be propaganda.
Alright, can we just put this one in F fuck it and move on? I don't want to look at this anymore.
Yeah. Now let's get into
Slamming.
all of it. Well, we'll get into that one later.
Say what you will, I kind of love House of the Dead Overkill. I'm actually going to buy typing of the Dead Overkill on Steam.
Dude, it's good. Anyways, got a quick question for you boys.
Yes.
3 or 4? Which one's better?
I say 3.
Mikey?
I say 3 feels like traditional House of the Dead.
Darvo?
I'll say 3.
Interesting. I wouldn't have expected a full sweep of 3. I like this.
Yes. Dude, House
So
of the
4.
Dead. Oh yeah, I think they're all fucking sick. House of the Dead though, that is another one of those games of the machine 9 times is force going and slamming.
It's just a different kind of slamming.
Yeah, it really is
fast-paced.
just a different kind of slamming.
Focusing on better graphics, but it didn't feel like survival horror. It felt like
It
Resident Evil
didn't, but it was
movie.
still a really good game.
Oh yeah, as far as rail shooters go, it was fantastic.
Yeah,
And it was
I
another
agree.
one of those games where like every single time you go to the arcade, you run the risk of like you have the web machine that's completely janky. One or both of us doesn't work, or at least the cable that the wiring is tucked underneath in that metal thing. It's open and the wires are displayed. Some of them are frayed. It's like, okay, this gun probably doesn't work. Oh, it works just barely. I can make this happen. That was one of the few games where I actually did not mind being that guy in dual wielding because I thought that game was so much fun.
Yeah, I can agree with that. This is definitely one of those games where you're like, I got time.
Honestly, out of all of these, the only one I would semi want or semi would say is alpha at least, would be overkill out of all of them. But
Don't
like,
you,
Yeah,
you don't love the
I
shitty grindhouse writing?
it is.
it was too shitty
It was
grindhouse.
too
Mikey,
shitty.
Mikey, you know
You
me.
don't like
You
lines
know
like,
me.
"Oh hell no, this is bullshit."
Yeah, you know me. I am
Liz.
all for shit grindhouse.
Like,
This
it
was,
was-
too shit grindhouse.
Like, yeah, trust me, I love
Too
it
shit,
too.
too
But this is
grindhouse.
really just over the top grindhouse.
Can we throw overkill at alpha, please?
Sure.
Or at least a very low slamming. I don't want it to be high slamming.
I'm self-aware enough to know that I like crappy grindhouse. I've unironically watched the entire series of Blood Drive, even after it got pulled off of Sci-Fi.
That was so good, though. That was good. That was good shit, grindhouse.
It was so bad it got pulled off of Sci-Fi Tuesday nights.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Ninja Assault.
I don't
Played
know what
this.
this is.
It is House of the Dead, but set in anime ninja land, where you're fighting demons and Mokujin looking things.
And
What?
they're
It's
trying to
actually
hit
kinda
you.
cool.
And they're trying to hit you with samurai swords.
But you still have a Glock.
Yep. They brought a
Okay.
sword to a gunfight.
Oh, but this looks funky. What the fuck?
Right?
Why
I
do we
don't
not
need-
have this for the PlayStation? What?
I thought this game was quite enjoyable.
This looks
Right.
like something I would fuck with.
So, what would you say your verdict is?
For this, for Ninja Assault, I would throw it into a coin eater.
Coin eater.
Because it was like, it's one of those, this game is absolutely fun and you can get lost into it, but if something else opens up, not like you were waiting for it, but if something else opens up, you would not mind walking away from this.
All right, this one I have no idea what the hell this is. The Ocean Hunter. This makes me
Yeah,
think.
I don't think I
It
know what
is
this one is either.
This makes me think Big Buck Hunter, but at this fucking sea.
No, it is a rail shooter that takes place in the deep ocean. You're fighting sharks, giant anglerfish, the megalodon. It is super old school Sega style animation. It is 2-player co-op. You only have 3 lives and 5 rounds per magazine, and you're fighting entire schools of fish.
Oh my god, this looks so weird.
It is E for everybody. So, yeah.
Bullshit, that anglerfish has the eyes of death.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, one of the bigger bosses is a king crab that's like the size of a Mack truck.
Oh, I actually
Oh,
remember
I
playing.
remember this!
I remember playing this
You
because I remember
saying
this was the first arcade game where I would actually, honestly, what stood out to me, you can sit down.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
No, I remember this now. Holy shit, the crab really took me back down.
The crab. And then there's like this weird trident looking dude at the end.
Yeah, I'm
man,
looking at him.
Whoa, I found the original art style. Whoa, this is damn.
Yeah, this was E for everybody.
Japan's built different, man.
I love that. Whoa, this is damn.
This is damn. I don't know, man. I enjoy the hell out of this game. I think it's cool, but
Rahab, that was his name.
it is also kind of like mid because it's not as good as everything that came out at the same time. Like, I don't know, Let's Go Island or
Let's go Island!
or
Lost on the jungle of
Golden
spice.
Gun
Okay,
or
that's nice.
that Jolly Roger one. That is
Why
amazing.
Jolly Roger isn't on here? I'll never know. That shit was so good.
Same.
Also known as Wheels and the Legman.
I don't know, man. It's good, but it's not as good.
I found it. Okay, hold up. Everybody shut the fuck up.
All right, what's up? What's up?
It's called Haunted Museum.
With this one right here?
I'm not watching the stream. Hold up.
Oh,
The anime one with mummies and shit.
DH, I haven't seen that Police 911 in years.
Yeah.
All right, hold
I'll
on. Let's
play it
wait
when I go to
till
the
let's
arcade.
wait until we're back
Yeah.
recording, boys.
yeah, we're already recording again.
Oh, we are. All right, sick. All right, well
Yeah.
my shit's fucked. I might have to leave and rejoin the call. Hold up. Slime Zone is currently bugging out. Oh, there it goes. We're good.
Yeah, so that orange one right there, that is Police 911. That is a game that I hold near and dear to my heart because, as we talked about
I need to look this one up.
on the podcast, that you should absolutely go listen to, uh, about games that were using actual motion tracking. This is a game where you are a police officer and you have to take on the
Oh,
triads, and you actually have to duck behind cover and bob and weave out of enemy gunfire.
Oh.
okay. So if this is Police 911, I know what that blue one is. That's the second in line. That's Police
This one?
911 too.
They are very similar cabinets, aren't they?
Yeah. No. Now that we see it, here. Let me double check. Now that DJ mentions that it's motion tracking, that one looks like a motion tracking cabinet. That might be Police 911 too. Hold
Yeah, I see the two right there.
on. I totally forgot these games were motion tracking.
Love these
All right.
games, but especially at the time when I was playing them, to me they were very hard because I'm trying to squat as low as I can, and everything I'm
Yeah,
doing is
shit's
not
stressful.
working. I would throw this in bitchin'. I would even put them in alpha because at the time of when they were released to have motion tracking, they both these games are fantastic. I think are fantastic. I would throw them both in at least bitchin', if not
I was
alpha.
gonna say yeah. Let's
Call
give
them
these both
Let's
a
give
bitchin'.
like bitching.
Ah.
All right, yeah.
Bitchin'.
All right, now the Star Wars trilogy. Can we just say that
Oh.
that's goated?
Yeah,
Oh, hold
S
up. Before
tier.
we get to that, throw Police Trainer up and out.
Oh, Police Trainer,
It's
yes.
classic.
I
The
want to
second
say
one.
at least an alpha.
It's still
The
like
second one.
Star Wars.
No, that one.
You kicked this out of the stream. Yeah, that one. The second one in the line.
On the bottom, Darvos.
This one right here.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, out. Okay.
The Star Wars trilogy. We could just chalk that to slamming, right? That game was
Yeah,
absolutely-
100.
No, it's 100%.
No question.
No
That
question.
shit's still like
All
$5
right.
to play.
I'm trying to figure out what that one is.
Here I can check.
While he's checking
Anytime.
though,
That is Terra Burst.
Never played it.
I don't know what this is either. I'm gonna Google this one.
I'm gonna Google it too. But while we Google it, let's move on to Virtua Cop.
Virtual Cop. This
Virtual
lineup right here.
I did not care for Virtua Cop 3, but I have played the absolute turd out of Virtua Cop 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I've
fair.
never played 3. I've played 1 and 2 as well.
I don't think I've played 3 either.
If it were up to me, I would put the first 2 Virtua Cops in bitchin', and the third one in fuck it.
We all in
Yeah,
agreement?
that's fine.
Yeah, fair.
So was it
am I
bitchin'?
looking at?
Yeah.
Then fuck it. Alright. But these two, we have no idea what the fuck they are. Oh, so
Okay,
Terra
no,
Burst.
Terra Burst, I just looked up. I'm gonna give it a D, mainly because one of the boss's weak spots is his nuts.
Oh,
No.
no fucking
Yeah.
way.
Oh, he's not wrong.
Yeah, I'm not wrong.
I just found it.
Yeah, you
Alright.
found that picture?
I hate the internet.
Me too. This
Why
is
did he
strange.
have laser? You know what? I'm not even gonna try to.
Yeah,
unpack
I'm not.
this.
Also, did we skip
Can we
past
give this
Haunted
an
Museum?
F? Fuck it. This looks cursed.
Yeah, actually, let's give it F. Fuck it. But anyways, did we go past Haunted Museum? Because I want to see where we put that. Because this looks
Oh.
fucking weird.
We mislabeled Haunted Museum as King's Maze.
Yeah, we mislabeled the fuck out of that.
King's Maze.
That's the anime Egypt one.
This one.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that one. So this is Haunted Museum, and the only picture I can find that's clear is or Panic Museum. I'm finding 2 different names. The only clear picture I can find is Frankenstein being shot at with a Glock.
Oh, have
Yes.
you never heard of this one?
I don't think so.
It plays a lot like House of the Dead. Like,
So-
a lot.
So do you want
Why
to
are all
raise
the
it or
cabinets,
lower it,
like,
or do you want to
covered
keep
with
it there?
curtains? Mikey, what do you feel? Because I don't think I remember this.
I enjoy the hell out of it. I think it's campy as all hell. You fight classic, like, of course, Frankenstein, Invisible Man. You fight a shark. It's very, like, old Universal Studios kind of stuff. I really love it. It is campy. It's not the greatest game. I would still give it alpha because it is really well done and the levels are huge. This is a long rail shooter.
Fair. Also, interesting fact, apparently Return to Frightfear Land is the sequel to this game.
I had a feeling they're very similar styles.
Yeah.
All right. Did we put Terror Burst in its proper place?
Yeah.
Put it.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
All right,
we've
now
reached the end of this because we don't know what that last one is at
With
all.
only
yeah,
one cabinet. That's nuts.
honestly, I can't even find out what it says because the picture's so dog shit.
Damn, folks,
So-
look at that.
Actually,
look at all
let me,
that.
let me see if I can
bad.
inspect element this picture. Hold up.
But not bad for just going to an arcade on the weekends with $5 or $10 in your pocket, and these are the memories that you're left with. For the most part, every single one of us in this call know every single one of these fucking games or have played them at some point in our lives.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's impressive, boys. Love to
It
see it.
Gamer since the beginning, man. This is where it all got
Gamers
started.
since the beginning.
I found it. This game is called Operation Thunder Hurricane.
What?
Is it another one of the propaganda one, the Operation Thunder that we just threw into
Let's
fuck it?
find out. What a name, though.
Thank you, autocorrect. I was gonna destroy that.
Same.
Oh yeah, it's somehow worse than the other one.
Oh my.
Because the other one is
goodness.
Operation Thunderbolt.
Yeah, but the other one is 2D graphics and it knows it. This is 2D that is somehow
My
horrible 3D.
stars, this looks bad.
This is oof.
Oh, can we? No, don't even put it on the list. Leave that on the bottom.
Put it in bucket and get that boy out of here.
Honestly,
Okay, you'll take it out now. Fuck it. It's there now.
this shit sucks.
That's really bad. Oh my gosh.
Okay,
That is
so
terrible.
So change that. We have managed to find a home and spot for every single one of these classic arcade on-rail shooters. Some of which you guys in the comment section and in Viewerland might not agree with. This is just our personal opinions on these games. Granted, if you for some reason think that Time Crisis or House of the Dead need to be moved downward, no, absolutely.
Or Current Evil.
That was what I was gonna say. If
Or
you think
Cardi,
Cardi
yeah.
should be lower, fight any one of us.
The worst part is DJ will actually unalive something.
In Minecraft.
Something.
If you disagree with any of our Slayman tiers, just know we think you are wrong.
This is
And
sacred
Police
ground.
training.
This is sacred ground.
Police training.
I'll go the distance. Get you that CHP skill. Whoop-ah!
But
You
but
get
Ian.
lost on Spice Island with me, I dare you.
Oh my
If I had to
god.
play through an entire session of that game with you, I'd probably rip that light gun out of the cabinet at some point.
Understandable.
But we would love to honestly know, like, where you would put some of these arcade games if you played them. Like, what tiers would you move them to? Because honestly, everybody has a different play style. Everybody's flavor is different, and that's what arcades were good for. Is there was something for you to play, and this is just on rail shooters that we've played. There's so many more game types inside arcades.
Seriously.
But on that note, Mikey's you did the intro. Take us out.
Not a problem. So, quick closing note for me. We're missing a few classics, a few gems. But with all that said, honestly, this has been so much fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. We'll get a quick good night from the boys and I'll wrap us all out. So let's just start from the top with Darvos.
Fucking slamming sacred ground. Don't touch it. Every other tier is up for debate. Love this. I love this tier list we have here. This has been fun.
All right. Moving on down to Deej.
Looking at all these classic games, all I can think is, fuck, I'm old. But I like it because I remember playing all of these, and I will reminisce for the remainder of this evening about these exact games and how much fun they were. And I wish the arcade scene would make a comeback. It needs to make a comeback. That's all for me.
Same, brother.
Or at least get these proper ports. Preserve them better than what a lot of these have been. Because a lot of these, some of them can be, lost to time, or just cabinets that just
Yeah, like
no
we
one
didn't even
ever
know what the
seen.
fuck Haunted Museum was.
Yeah, I mean, shit. I would love to see a port of like Carnival or some of these House of the Dead ones actually put into like I don't know emulators or actual
I would pay for someone to
real
remake Carnival.
or real ports like on for PC or some shit. Just anything, bro.
We need a
Anything.
proper
I'll take it
port
on the
for
Switch. I'll take it on anything. Give me Carnival back, please.
Put it on the Game Boy.
Please.
We need a
Ah,
proper
dude.
port for Chin Lama.
I'll play it on PlayStation VR. I don't give a fuck.
The disrespect.
Who
Anyways,
the fuck plays that?
before we get-
Anyways.
Before we get rambling too much, a good night from Siege.
Let's go jungle!
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, this has been our very near and dear tier list. Some of our favorite light gun shooters of all time. See, I'm all choked up. You know why? Let's go jungle. See y'all next time.
Let's go get lost on Spice Island, boys.
Let's go!
Chin the Ma.
Welcome.
Chin
to Spice
Ma.
Island.